The fellas, I'm OrosZ, and this is another episode of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havok. And in today's episode, some crazy shit's going on. Hina's crying and stuff, and we feel all very sad about it. I don't know what she's crying over. I think the dead body in the background. Maybe Hina was secretly in love with Taka. I hope so, because if she was in love with Hifumi, that'd be fucking weird. Who would ever be in love with the fucking fat sack of shit like him? Awful, this is all just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi. Why Hifumi? Not Taka's lifeless body. Fucking like clutch at his body. Come on.
Who would do this?
I would.
Why?
I volunteer. Can I kill him again?
Why?
That would make for a cool thumbnail, but I can't put a fucking murder victim on a thumbnail. That'd be too much spoilers. Large wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some kind of make-believe, it might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. It was a visual novel. Might take a screenshot of that. Oh, no. Oh fucking no. No way. Please don't. Don't fucking bring this son of a bitch back to life. What the fuck? Hina has healing properties now? You gotta be fucking kidding me with this goddamn fucking bullshit.
He's alive again?
No, fucking kill him again,
Where
please. I'll
am
do it.
I?
If it doesn't make me the murderer, like, I'll just be an assistant, right?
Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
Can you fucking stay dead?
Hifumi! Wake up!
Huh?
Don't wake up. Go back to sleep.
That's right.
School's cancelled today, alright? Just go back
I
to sleep.
remember now. Hope's Peak.
I remember now.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
It's a Queen's Rice song.
I remember everything.
I've remembered everything. Why am I quoting random fucking
Before
things I don't even remember what the fuck are
you.
from?
all,
What?
I met you all.
Oh, you're not gonna say it, Byakuya, thank you. Only Hifumi and Hina get voice acted in this scene. His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The light.
No, he did say something important. He said before he met us all, he'd met us all. I thought he repeated himself, but now I just thought about it. Remember the picture of Mondo, Leon, and Chihiro, like hanging out? In a classroom without the windows covered up? I think we've been friends before we met each other at the beginning of this game, and the memories of us being friends were taken from us. I think we've been brainwashed.
It's reaching out to me.
Who, me?
Like the tail of a comet.
You guys know what the difference between a comet and a meteor is, right? Also, there's a difference between meteor and meteorite. I think meteorite is whatever left of a meteor that hits the Earth, while a meteor is the one that is like coming down on Earth, right? A comet is a big fucking ice cube that shoots through the sky because ice is also a thing that flies around the sky. I think one of the Saturn's or Jupiter's moon is made out of ice.
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who
It's called
attacked you?
Europe. Some moon called Europe around one of the planets. It's made of ice. And supposedly, actually, what the fuck was? I don't remember. There was something. There's something strange about that moon, but I forgot what it was.
Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me?
I
That's
did.
right. I remember their name. Y Yasu. Hiro.
was trying to analyze all this shit in my head. Forgot to say anything. Wait, so what? We just get the fucking murderer like handed to us on a plate, or is this all just a big fucking misleading thing? They're just gonna tell us who did the murder? It's like, oh, it was Hero. There you go. His eyes closed, and then never open again. Good for him. Death for the second time. Fuck this guy. He deserved to die twice. Absolute undeniable death unless Hina cries again. No matter how more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality said it again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can restore a person's vitality.
Honestly.
They can only bring them back for 5 seconds for them to say important things, but only once per person. And only Hina can do it. You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Why is Celeste like taking her side? She was actually like on Byaku's side before, where Byaku would say shit like, "Oh, this is just a game to me," and she was like, "Oh, that's right, it is just a game." Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. What do you fucking mean unnecessary? I fucking concluded 2 very important things out of him. The fact that we all knew each other before this events of this game, maybe, and also the fact that I guess Hero did it. Now that the game has been exceedingly now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yasuhiro Hagakure. This is the only person he could have been referring to.
So, in other words...
And with that, the case is solved. Maybe Hiro was like trying to save Hifumi from being dragged away, and the robot did something to him. I don't know. And then going so far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. What the actual fuck have we got ourselves into? Is that what Hero is?
What
Is he also a murderer? If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way I can ever forgive him. To kill 2 of our friends.
That's fine.
Anyway, it's about time we trace back the culprit in a little life or death game here. Although this time it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. Where's Kyoko? Where the fuck's she gone to? It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it. A backflip. First, I better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru, aka Taka Motherfucker. The course of Dwarfush for each of was blow to the head. A blow to the head. It is known that they were both killed with a similar weapon. A hammer, a wooden mallet. That's it?
Very strange.
Oh, fucking god. Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. You know, for us to figure everything in a row, we can't have everything served on a silver platter, just like the name of the murderers, which is what leads me to believe Hero's just being framed. I guess, I don't know. Maybe Hifumi was a piece of shit in the end and he fucking put blame on someone else. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfold before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. You talk about Kyoko?
perhaps.
Perhaps. I don't know. Figure it out, dumbass. Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? What's that? Well, cool. I fucking rushed into the room all exhausted. An accomplice? What a complicated word. What are you doing here?
Monokuma appears!
Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question. Look how fat he is. So silly looking. He looks like an egg. What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I, during the first class trial?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear.
Oh,
if there
we
is
got a
an
fucking
accomplice,
flashback
do they
to the
also
first
become
trial.
blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So why on earth would you ever become an accomplice to anybody if it just means that you'll have to get killed too?
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
That's the dumbest fucking thing ever. Why would anybody work with anyone in this?
Then
If
there's
that's
no
the
way
case.
anyone would work together, right?
Thank you, Mondo, for appearing. I missed you so much.
In other words,
You're gonna end up on the thumbnail. I have too many Mondo screenshots for some reason, and now that he's dead, it doesn't make sense to put him on any of them. So basically, you can become an accomplice if you want, but there's no graduation in it.
so then.
So are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
Hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would just obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in the murder, only one blackened can graduate, an accomplice gets nothing.
So, in other words,
Fucking hell. I'm gonna fucking die. Why am I fucking yawning so much? Is it because I'm sitting on the bed? I don't know. And we all need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
well,
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is
extreme!
the one true blackened who deceived the murder plot and put it into action. A true blackened, so there's one person.
Well now,
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all of the contestants. Break a leg. So could there only be one blackened? An accomplice wouldn't benefit. And I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You might be right. If I fucking said that in my head, no, I said it out loud this time. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
however,
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose I can't hurt to pursue further information.
So,
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain summon a suspect, just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend genocide Jeff.
what?
What? I'm offended.
Oh.
Oh, she's back. You, when did you? I've been looking all over for you, master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Fuck.
You SOB!
Annie, you there, milk sack Supergirl?
Huh?
Jesus Christ, come on.
You've gotta be kidding!
Leave her alone. Pop her titties. Like balloons. Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time. I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When I heard before me scream, she was with me. When the body disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. We were doing it so hard, she passed out. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Kifumi's body.
Yep.
Look at those frail fucking arms. Besides, I can't calculate every move I make, so I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. Don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
Sure. That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can have them disappearing again.
so then.
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure, I'd be total useless on the investigation anyway. I'm
It's
like
all clear
Daphne.
now.
I don't really bring anything to the team. I'm just kind of good looking. And let's start. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us have an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me. I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Yeah, I had a fucking feeling like that too, Makoto. I had a feeling this game wouldn't just fucking give us a murderer's name and just be like, oh, he did it. Don't worry about it. This time, the class trial will be like really short because we already know who did it. So you're all set. There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, though some are more like mallets. They're all like mallets. What are you fucking talking about? Mallets? Because the Justice Hammer been designed using this as a model? No fucking way, Makoto. Either way, all the hammers have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris from chalky stone powder. Wait. For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all and it's wet. What? Did someone wash it recently? What? There's a spotless hammer, but from what I see... Oh, fucking covered up the screen. The hammer is... Right? Like, look at this. There's a tiny mallet here and a tiny mallet here. So, there's pairs of each of the hammers. So, there's a big mallet here. And there should have been just the same one over here. But this one has been taken and turned into Justice Hammer 4, while this one is just hanging here, wet for some reason. Not sure why.
So,
Yeah, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository? Oh, what is it? If Kumi and Takabari disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together. And we came right to the repository too, you know, to look around. When we got there, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. Me too. Oh my god, it must have been Byakuya or Celeste. Or maybe one of them is an accomplice to someone else. Because who the fuck unlocked the door? It was locked. It was locked. You fucking saw it, you moron. You even felt it by trying to open the door. And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. Also, I've been to a doctor recently, and I don't know, didn't tell me anything that important. Oh yeah, I also watched the third episode of Andor, and it's really fucking good. It starts to pick up. In this episode, I noticed a theme of beginning a new life. We got a lot of flashbacks, but this time they're not fucking... See, this is how Boba Fett should have done flashbacks. They should have been like, maybe all throughout the series, but they should have been like shorter, because how Book of Boba Fett handled them was kind of shitty. Like, here's Boba Fett for 10 minutes, and then the rest of the episode, 20 minutes, we spent following Boba Fett in the past, fighting Tusken Raiders. I mean, hanging out with them, right? It's like, fucking, can you like give us a little bit of backstory to Boba, a little bit of present day Boba, what he's up to? And this show does it much better, because it does it exactly like I just said. The flashbacks are much shorter. And, yeah, they're not they're not like longer than the episode. They're not most of the episode, is what I'm trying to say. We find out this old lady, or I guess is treats like a mom, saved him from Empire possibly killing him. But she also took him away from his tribe, because apparently Andor lived in a tribe of fucking Lords of the Fly kids, and fucking... what else? I don't know. So he's like, that lady let him begin a new life, and then at the end of the episode, he leaves the planet. It's like a whole shootout, and such an intense fucking sequence. I loved it. They're fighting these guys called Primor, who I guess work for the Empire, but they're like private militia or something? I don't know. They're a little strange. They look like they're out of Star Trek, actually. I think I said that earlier. And yeah, that was pretty epic. And then he leaves the planet with that guy who apparently knows a lot about him, so who knows, maybe he's his dad? Or something like that. And yeah, I guess Cassian is also beginning a new life. So here you have that thing I was just saying. How this show has like a theme, like a repeating thing going on, of characters beginning anew. I think that's kind of cool. And we came here as soon as search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it, and why was it just unlocked now? That's what I'm fucking saying. I wondered the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there, but I'll probably have to leave this area to figure out. Secret, that is. Taka's body. He'll never move again. He'll never dance again. According to the Monokuma file, nice boots, bro. Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And a tarp laid out under his body. Oh yeah. Fucking, what did you say, Makoto? About the tarp, huh? Probably nothing to worry about. Some shit like that. Everything in this fucking game is to worry about. Every little fucking shitty ass detail. Those stacked up chairs in the upper right corner are probably important. Tarp laid under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That's the way. There wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Blue tarp is being added to the true bullet section of your handbook. Sakura, Byakuya, you're here? I didn't notice you. There are too many aspects of this incident this time, too many to be honest. Yeah, it's fucking insane. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that happened.
So then...
Would you like my help? Sure, thank you. Let's get back on things, let's reminisce. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you and myself. Me, myself and I. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search. And soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor and then quickly came to get you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her. Meaning, just around 7 o'clock. Man, I hate how much time is involved in this case. It will probably be complicated. Based on that picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo Justice, El Fisto. It all became clear that this Robo Justice could drag Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor and then resumed our search. But not too long after leaving the nurse's office, Celeste, what's wrong? I saw a shadow of something moving around the top of the stairs. Based on Celeste's claims, we went back to the 2nd floor and we split up again searching. Then right after that, Celeste screaming. This time she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Gotta take a sip just to fucking make my throat hurt less. Even though this is disgusting. Yeah, huge no thank you, don't recommend. Hemp tea. Disgusting. More like empty. My soul is empty. Hearing her scream, maybe it's empty, as in it's gonna clear you out from the inside. That's what it refers to, the name. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume assailant. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. And then... Don't forget. Screams, huh? What was that? That came from downstairs, it must have been. Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad, come on, we have to go back. Yes, just like you said. At this point, we decided to split it into 2 groups. Celestina and I went back to the nurse's office. The cool guys, meaning you, Byakuya, and Toko, the lame ones, pursued the suspect on the 1st floor. And when we got back to the nurse's office, Hifumi was dead. We found Hifumi's corpse, which is also when we heard the party. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 1st floor to tell the others what happened.
However...
And I found Taka. But at the same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room, which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time, because I remember hearing the body discovery and asking to play right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya about Hifumi that had been killed. Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office. Lots of running around, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste. I'm fucking hearing things. Sorry about that. Run to Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Not that Celeste in this thing. Fumi's body has been discovered. I think it might be Celeste. Not only does she was the one like keep warning us of like every single thing that happened, like screaming and telling us to go to this floor, now to this floor. She also could have been the one who unlocked the repository. That's the biggest thing. Who unlocked the repository? We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that the corpse was in fact gone. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Could be hallucinating or some shit. This time Taka's body has disappeared. So from there we begin our search for both of the missing bodies, and after some time, 4 hours, Celeste told us she found the bodies. And we all headed to the... Oh, see, Celeste told us that again. She found the bodies in the repository, which was locked before. So what the fuck? And then we rediscovered the 2 bodies that had apparently vanished. And then a message played. Meaning one of the bodies was not dead, which I guess Hifumi, because he came back to life a little bit. And that brings us up to now.
However,
Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. It's fine with any time. Oh, how nice of you. Alright, Byakuya, what you got to say? Byakuya, do you think he already did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacker and murderers and fucking... My tongue, goddammit. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi, and the last thing Hifumi said when he died. Yeah, he said Hiro's name.
In other words,
And there is no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face is covered. Because he's a moron. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kind of fucking stupid. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere. Again, I thought that, but now Byakuya responds to me. And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? You know what I just thought? The Hope Street Academy logo would make for a pretty cool tattoo. It's like the Bulwarf's Academy. Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easy, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why they bother killing 2 people? What? Because all the rules said if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, the number 1 priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you will get found out.
see.
Hold on, perhaps. I see. So that's what that means. Is everything okay?
That's enough.
You're a lot more cooperative than you were last time, where you were literally fucking trying to fool me and shit. Don't talk to me as if we're friends. But we are. What's with the attitude? You're always so nice, and all of a sudden you're so mean. You always call me a piece of shit and all that. But you have my appreciation.
Goodbye.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me, fucking asshole? I'm the one solving these fucking murders. I'm the #1 fucking investigator. It's a dolly. Oh golly, it doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move sachets around. It's kind of awkward, but if you bend that, it's not too hard to use. Ah, but wait. Isn't this in the equipment from where we found Taka's body? I don't know, because I fucking didn't get a chance to look around. And look at the wheel. Oh, somebody did drag Taka's body away. So Taka... Oh my god, so when we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, they found Taka in the... So when we found Hifumi and the message played, that wasn't a message for Hifumi, that was a message for Taka. Because Taka was actually dead. Hifumi may... I don't know if he was dead or not, or if someone else did it. Because I don't know how the fuck he would fake his death and all this blood. But fucking... I guess he did it and fucking... I mean, he did get up when Hina cried on him, but like, beforehand he seemed pretty dead. And he died afterwards, so he must have suffered something. But there's no denying that Hifumi died after Taka. And Taka was the first one to get killed. I think. Pretty certain that's the case. There's blood on the wheels of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? Repository dolly has been added to the bullet section of your handbook. There's nothing else to look at in here, I think. Oh fuck, episode's over. See you fellas in the next episode, bye.